Hi everyone and welcome back to your top 10. These are the hottest selling cards in Magic the Gathering this week, July 27th to August 2nd of 2024. And yes, Bloomburrow is storming onto the market space and selling a lot of cards. Just how many cards though? Well, watch the video and you will see. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me for another top 10 video. A reminder guys, if you enjoyed today's content, like and subscribe to my channel, turn on that notification bell. I put out new content every single day, and of course there's another way of helping the channel, and that's when you're using TCG Player. If you are shopping there and you use my affiliate link found in the description of this video, it helps out. Now let's get down to the number 10 card. Bloomburrow has strong sales, and we are taking a look right now at Oak Hollow Village. 1,763 sales, only comes in at $493 and some change. It's only a 28-cent card, but there are a lot of players who are buying this card in play sets of 4, and that means we're going to see this card a lot in Standard, so pay attention to the meta and understand what decks people are building with. So let's take a closer look at the Hollow. Other than the beautiful artwork, which kind of reminds me of Norbert Nimkin, this land taps for colorless, or it can tap for green if you're casting a creature spell, but you can also pay 1 green, put a +1/+1 counter on each rabbit, frog, raccoon, or squirrel you control that enter the battlefield, which means this card is also being bought for commander decks because there are a lot of squirrels coming into play. Pay attention, it doesn't have to be expensive to be a good card. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the number 9 card, and this is Sink into Stuper. Last week's number 1 card pushed all the way down to the number 9 position, but it does have 1,995 sales, which is actually pretty high considering where this card was last week. That's $8,119.65 in actual sales volume. This card is at $4.07, and it's actually slowly sinking down in value. It's not holding up as well as players would probably like in the secondary market, but that doesn't mean it's not a highly sought after card. It just means it's not a pocket protected card with high value. Now, this card does say return target spell or non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Lots of versatility, but you can also flip this thing over if you need to and pay the 3 life to put this in as a land card. These flip cards offering that versatility is something a lot of players are looking for, and that is why this card continues to sell at such a brisk pace. And even though it's pushed to number 9, it's still here. Now let's go ahead to the number 8 card, which was pushed off entirely last week and now jumps back in to our number 8 position with 3,091 sales. That's $13,878.59. As I described last week's video, I told you guys the sales this week are going to be a lot higher. We've got the actual release of Bloomburrow that happened today, which is, I'm filming this on Friday night, and now the sales are piling up. Now, Consignment Memory is a Modern Horizons 3 card, but it does have Replicate for 1, and it says counter target triggered ability or colorless spell. That offers it a whole range of effects that players would like to use, and at its price point, I can see why a lot of players are going to buy now and see where the price goes. With the overall stalemate of sealed products selling for Modern Horizons 3 and the fact it's not really moving, this means a card like this has a chance to actually spike in value if a lot of players are using it a lot. So let's take a look. Sorry, little word salad there. Now, when we're going to our next card, this is Nut Collector, and this is from Dominaria Remastered. Now, the Nut Collector is a very interesting card. It had 3,500 sales this week, which is $3,605 because it's only $1.03 to buy this card. It's not an expensive card. And for some reason, you may ask yourself, why is this card showing up? Well, that's Commander players, and that shows the power that Commander has over the populace. If players are building and they want a card for squirrels and they buy this card, it's a lot of sales. So, 1 green, 5 generic, human druid, 1/1. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Threshold, all squirrels get +2/+2 as long as you have 7 or more cards that are in your graveyard. Guys, this is insane in Commander, okay? I have some friends who haven't bought it yet, but they said for $1 I'm going to pick it up at some point. We're going to see some nutty stuff going on inside of what would be the ultimate squirrel deck. This is a druid that has a lot to offer. Now let's jump into our next card, and this is Fabled Passage. Making a return from Throne of Eldraine, this card has a tremendous amount of sales this week. 3,980 sales. That's $13,253. This card comes in at $3.33. And it's seeing a lot of play already in Arena, and I'm expecting to see it a lot this weekend when I go to my local LGS shops and just take a look at what the action is showing. This card may not be the most expensive card anymore since it's been reprinted, but it's still going to see a lot of sales volume, and if we see that Bloomburrow sales kind of dry up a bit, the price on this is going to rebound. But the good news is I don't think Bloomburrow is going anywhere, and I think we're going to see more boxes opened in next week's video, so I think the sales are going to stay pretty high. Now let's jump over and take a look at our next card. This is the Thorn Vault Forager. Now, of course, this is from Bloomburrow. It's only a 96-cent card, but it had 4,712 sales, and that's $4,523.52. Now, a card like this is, again, not a high-value target, but we are seeing the consistency in players buying these cards and going to be using them, obviously, for Standard. So let's take a look at the card. Let's take a closer look and see what's being offered for this card, because there is a lot going on with what we see in the new card market for these things. Like, there's just so many abilities. So it's a Squirrel Ranger for 2, 1 green, 1 generic. It can tap for green. It has Forage, add 2 mana of any combination of colors by foraging, that's fine. And you can search for a Squirrel card and put it into your hand and shuffle if you pay 4. That's insane, considering we used to think that, you know, a bear for 2 was a great casting cost in 1993. Alright guys, let's move on. Old Fogey Moxman here. This is the Valley Rot Collar. We saw this last week. It's in the number 4 position, and its sales have gone through the roof. It's got 5,129 sales. It's only $1.99, but that's still $10,206.71 of sales action. That's a lot of people buying squirrels. That's a lot of money moving. And as you can see in today's video, the power of Commander mixing in now with Standard players is showing the sales are ripping up the charts, and a lot of players are getting in on the action. This is a Squirrel Warlock. It's a 1/3 with Menace. Whenever the Valley Rot Collar attacks, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of other squirrels, bats, lizards, and rats you control. Now, I don't know if you've been playing inside of Arena, but a lot of these decks are being mixed and mashed together to create some truly devastating combos. Hopefully I'll get some gameplay videos up and let you guys see some of the action, and I can show you what's going on. Now let's go ahead and jump into our next card, because we are getting near. We are getting there, and you can see this is Mockingbird. Now this takes the number 3 slot with 5,310 sales this week. That's $43,329.60 US. This card has jumped up to $8.16. This one is not one of the ones I thought was going to jump right away, but I saw the versatility of the card. So we're going to take a closer look here, and you'll see what's going on with this 1 blue and X for a 1/1, because this bird is more than you'd think. Okay, so we got the 1X. The artwork, I don't care, it's fine, it's kind of funny. It's a bird bard, and it says it has flying, and you may have Mockingbird enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield with mana less than or equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it, which means this thing can copy insane things, but then it's also still a flyer. That's great. It's laughing at me, it's laughing at you, and although I haven't seen it yet, I'm going to. Now our number 2 card. This is Innkeeper's Talent, okay? 6,392 sales, which is $79,452.56. I have seen this card played so often already, just in the arena matches I've been deck testing things out, and there are players who are really making this go to devastating effect, okay? When you level, level 1, level 2, level 3, let's take a look. 1 green, 1 generic, and you can see here as it levels up, those permanents you control, you can pause the video and go back and look, but when you get to that level 3, if you put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many counters. Remember earlier, all the counters we saw that can be put on by bird bards and all kinds of crazy things? Yeah, the Nut Collector included. This is going to be crazy times for animals. The squirrels are coming to get you. You better be ready. And it's going to be hilarious when these things actually trigger and go off. But let's get to number 1. 3 Tree City. We're going to talk. $26. This card has lost tons of value, but it sold 9,203 copies. That is $239,278, guys. This is crazy. As the price dropped, the sales increased. This card is on so many wish lists at stores for the generic copy, not the extended fancy versions that are kind of expensive, but the regular one here. Players are hoping to buy it when the price is going down, but they've bought so many, it's actually causing the card to rebound in price, to actually start gaining ground on the losses it suffered. So whether you love this card or not, and the tremendous amount of copies that have been bought, we are probably likely to see this card dominate the top 10 for the next couple of weeks. I can't wait to tell you and show you as the history of this card comes along. Let's get to the wrap up here, guys. Now, I probably surprised you all because I'm here at my main location, at my house, okay? Because I'm leaving late at night tonight because I know the traffic's going to be horrible before vacation mode Moxman goes up. But let's talk about what we've just seen. The Three Tree City selling at that volume cannot continue unless players are opening more boxes. There's only so many in the system. And if the card rebounds in price and gains more traction, this can create an instance in which players will buy more boxes and will take the chance of opening. So this is a unique situation based on all the cards we've seen selling for Bloomburrow. This is a much higher volume than in previous pre-release weekends and actual full release weekend. So we've seen the sales been dripping downward for the last several weeks. The closer we got to Bloomburrow, we started seeing a bit of an uptick with some weird cards from Bloomburrow jumping back in, and now we're seeing the sales fly off the charts, okay? Going through the roof. So I'm going to keep an eye on this card. We're going to see what's going on with all these sales. But the fascinating part for me is there's only so many. Remember that. There's only so many copies that can be bought and sold before the price has to go up. Okay? Stores have opened their stuff. Players have opened their stuff. This card could go all the way back up to $40. I can't wait to see how much traction it gains. So keep your eye out. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Drop a like, drop a comment, join the conversation, and I will see you guys, I guess, in tomorrow's video, the next day's video, and the next... Oh yeah, I do a video every day. Don't worry, I'm here all the time. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out today. I hope you had a great day. I hope you enjoyed today's content, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons of my channel. This weekend there will be an update here on the all the Patreon names and stuff because some people have come and some people have left. So I've got to update it all. So don't worry, I'm going to do it this weekend. You'll see the changes coming soon. So thanks again to my patrons and my YouTube membership members for making it all happen each and every day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one. Three Tree City, $250,000. Yep. And I didn't see it coming. I thought the way the card was dipping, it was going to fall to that $10 to $15 level. You can't always get them right. So I'm going to take it back. And I'm probably going to have to spend more money than I thought I was going to have to spend buying those fancier versions. Because I want them. Because they're so beautiful to look at. Bloomburrow, you got me! This was the Ramble Jamble, and it's brought to you by the patrons, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, you will. Don't worry. I'll see you tomorrow.